For context, as many of you know, I have a lot of lenses and I use these lenses for event photography, and there's some that have various different uses because of the focal length or the aperture or other stats that it might have. Some that I have are the 24-70, the 70-200, and some wide angle lenses. Now, although these are really great, let me tell you that when you're traveling, it's not really practical to bring all these lenses. One, because of weight. Another, because of certain aspects of the lenses itself, and in general, you're just not going to want to have a lot to take around. And not to mention that if you are traveling, sometimes if you have too many lenses, then certain countries might restrict you from taking your stuff right at the border or right at the airport, etc. And they could confiscate your stuff, or in general, you just may not be even allowed to go in. So why am I prefacing all this way? Because there is a lens that I find is really good if you're traveling, and it really minimizes everything I just said and puts it into one lens. But for whatever brand of camera you might have, this is also going to be a really great focal length. So do keep this in mind if you are with Canon, with Sony, with other camera brands, etc. Personally, I'm a Canon shooter, but I have this one lens for my Fuji that basically never leaves it. So this is the 18-135. Now this is a 3.5 to 5.6 lens. Why I love this lens so much is because just take a look. It's really small. So this is literally it's not much bigger than the palm of my hand. And again, it's not even that big compared to the camera body itself. So you can see here when I have this wide like this is the 18. But when I grow it to full length, we could see we have a really crazy zoom. And this is all the way at 135. Personally, I love this focal length because you can do a lot with it. There are many different pictures I've taken while traveling that have been really great for this specific lens. If you don't believe me, take a look when I went to Niagara Falls and I saw a few people down right where the water was, and I took a picture of them at 135 and now at 18. So you could see that that's a crazy zoom, and if I zoom in far enough, I can even see their facial expressions. Now, as many of you know, I love this setup because you can do so much with it. And like I said, you don't have to worry about people thinking you might be working because you're carrying one lens. You look more like a tourist. And also in general, it has some good stats. Like I said, the 3.5 is very useful for certain situations. And especially if you're traveling, you're taking more landscape photos, you're taking more things of the atmosphere or the aesthetic. You're probably not going to want to have a 2.8 because you want to actually capture everything around you rather than, have a blurry background or something like that. And personally, I've been gravitating to using apertures higher to get more things in focus, just because I love having a whole vibe in my pictures. Not to say that having a lower aperture is not welcomed. I do love that. But again, if you're traveling, this might be the complete opposite of what you want to do. So if you combine this lens with the other setup that I mentioned in my perfect travel camera video, then you'll see that this is going to be really great, and you'll have more fun by living in the moment by having that one lens, because it really does whatever you want it to. Another really cool thing about this lens is that it has an aperture control right here on the bottom. So if you want to hear it, this is how it sounds. So a couple of reasons why that's good is, one, because it's just very satisfying. Like when you change the aperture, it's a lot of fun. It really actually adds to the experience of taking a photo, especially on a Fuji. But also in general, it makes it a lot easier than having to go through your settings and go do different things or certain other dials. It's right there on the lens and it changes it instantly. So if you want to see some example photos I've taken on this exact camera and this exact lens, then here are a few examples on screen right now so you can get an idea. If you want to see more videos, feel free to look over here because this video is going to be really cool and really helpful for you. And if you want to check out the channel, feel free to look right here. I hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching. Peace out. Bye.